The P3 Solutions 2019 CAMS Queensland Rally Championship Round 1 Rally Whitsundays is brought to you by the following sponsors. The Whitsundays. My goodness, it's a beautiful part of the world. But curiously, it also hosts some lovely roads. And with lovely roads brings rally cars. That's right, the Whitsundays was the host of the first round of the Queensland Rally Championship. And my goodness, were there some stories to tell. So, let's jump into them. So stage 1 began, and although it didn't take too many victims, there were only a couple of non-finishers in this stage, it did certainly sort the field out, and there was a bit of a gapping. We had the Evo of Glenn Brinkman, that finished first, 12 seconds ahead of Marius in second, and basically the nature of this stage is it was actually quite straight. There was a lot of straights in it. There were a few twisty bits, but it was not a tight and twisting forest trail like the competitors are used to. It's very different from the normal characteristics they would face. And the first of the big names to have an incident was Gary Yeomans. Unfortunately, his gearbox broke and he was stuck in third gear. So, we will move on to stage 2.
Wet dip here.
Stage 2 took a lot more victims. The first to have issues was Michelle.
Come on.
There we go.
Her car getting a bit wet and bothered by all the water splashes. But perhaps the biggest moment to happen was this. Craig Aggio coming in a bit hot on one of the dips, but he was unfazed by this and carried on. So let's have a look at how the stage times for this one panned out. A far tighter contest than the first stage, Marius just edging out Eric by 1 second to take the stage win. Then overall standings, a very close battle at the top, top 3 separated by just 6 seconds, then Wayne just flooding back in 4th, 19 seconds adrift. From there there's a big drop down, Braden over a minute behind, as well as in a tight fight for 5th place at that point. No major retirements from the top of the field in this one. So after 2 stages we just had 24 competitors left running, and before stage 3 started it effectively dropped to 23. Due to a mechanical issue with his car, Gerard McConkey elected to receive some outside assistance to repair it, knowing that that would mean he would have to be excluded from the event results. So stage 3 went to Wayne Morton, edging out Eric Johnson by 13 seconds, and crucially catapulting Wayne Morton to the lead, tied with Mr. Eric Johnson going into stage 4. But where was Glenn Brinkman? Unfortunately, he had dropped off the leaderboard due to a retirement. Unfortunately, he broke his control arm in stage 3 after going through a bump a bit too hard, and he was able to repair the car, but he had to rejoin at the street stages up at Bowen. So out of the chaos of Cattlevale and into the calmness of Coolachoo. Or at least that's what some of the competitors thought. But before we get to that, let's check out who our stage winner is. My goodness, Braden Wilson, his first ever stage win, winning it by 4 seconds over Melinda Bergman. And my goodness, another one gone. This time it was Eric Johnson. He did complete the stage, but it was with a less than happy engine. Unfortunately, due to engine failure, he had to withdraw from the event, leaving the fight for first place down to just 2 competitors, being Wayne Morton and Marius Swart. So, due to time constraints, we had to unfortunately skip stage 5 and go straight to stage 6/7, which was the Grandview stages. And this was not a challenging stage for the competitors by any means, it was more a bit of fun and a bit of show for the fans. And freshly back from repairing his car in stage was Glenn Brinkman. He scored the stage win in both stage 6 and 7. But critically, an old saying in the WRC is you don't win events in special stages, but you certainly can lose them. And the person who learned that lesson was Wayne Morton. Checking in 10 minutes early for stage 6, unfortunately that meant they got a 10-minute time penalty, which meant they dropped to the back of the field, leaving Marius all but done and dusted to take that win with just 1 stage left to go. So, stage 8 rolled around and Glenn Brinkman completed the hat-trick of stages in a row, winning it by 5 seconds over Marius, who would be very delighted to come home and take the overall event win. followed by Braden Wilson in second place overall, and shockingly, Craig Aggio dragging that little Corolla of his to places that it just does not belong, third outright. Well done. So let's now move to the respective championships, and having a look at QRC first. So, Marius off to a strong start with 25 points next to his name, and followed by Braden on 20. Then, next interesting name down the order is Melinda Bergman. She's on 13 points. Quite happy to have finished in that position after being very low down the leaderboard early on, and a few other big names missing from that points board. Moving to two-wheel drive, and Craig Aggio quite pleased to have 25 points next to his name, followed closely by Peter Trezona on 20 and Keith Fackrell rounding out the top 3 on 16. In the Clubman Championship, we had Lee being the only finisher taking the full 25 points from this round. Finally, the Novice Series, and we had Michelle Vanderwilk take the full 25 points, followed by Christopher Carney and Rose Carney in third. Now, to round out this video, we managed to catch up with the top 3 competitors at the end of the event, so here is what they had to say.
First win in a while, or first win?
First win in a while. I've had a few some years ago, but then we had masses of technical difficulties and things on the car that just broke down on us. Al and I, it's our first win together. We've had a few seconds, quite a number of birds, but it's our first win outright. So we're very, very pleased.
Yeah, they were long sweepers.
Yes, no Evos inside.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's more to come from you in the car?
Absolutely. There's places where, we were braking where we shouldn't have been, and, we could have gone through corners a lot faster. And, we're trying to be a bit conservative. We wanted to do well, but we wanted to finish at the same time with a straight car. So we weren't going too hard, but we're still having a bit of a push, like nothing too crazy, but we were trying at least. So, yeah.
How'd you go?
Oh, you go awesome.
Anyways, man, just make something out of nothing, so yeah. Alright, Craig, looks like you may end up third outright.
Alright, mate.
Yes, apparently so. And more importantly, you run one rear-wheel drive. How do you feel?
Excellent, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, sort of screaming inside. It's about time that we actually finish the event. So we're really happy.
It looks like you figured out how to finish it in the right spot too.
Yes. Yeah, commiserations to everybody else that we stole spots off because they did the wrong thing.
How did he go out there? How was this new event? It's new stages and everything. So
it was very interesting, completely different. It was nice to try roads though, and Craig did a fantastic job all day.
Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure covering this event. Please do look forward to more content. This will round out the majority of what we've done for Rally Wet Sundays. There's a couple more to come, but we will just sort of stagger those releases in the lead up to the SR Automotive P3 Solutions Manambar Rally.